Okay. All right. How about I set it to 3 hours for now? And all right. Long stream today, everyone. I will be trying to play games after this. After the art. Okay. But yeah, seeing if I got everything done. Not quite. Okay, trying to mute that. Okay. Let's get it set up over on the phone. Okay. Alright. Let's get to OBS and, okay. Art. Oh, no, chatting. Alright, hello everybody, it's me, Varia the ViridianGhost. Thank you for coming to my stream today. I hope you're all doing alright. As I said earlier, today's going to be the long stream, so I want to do more gaming, so I think later on Tuesdays that would be the best time to kind of add another gaming stream. At least for now, it's just kind of hard to fit it into other days, but yeah, so hopefully I'll have the energy and everything. I know that art streams do tend to cook me a little bit, but yeah, so today I will be just drawing some flowers. I just haven't kind of cooked with trying to draw in general, so I'm thinking some like basic exercises or practice would probably help me sort of reawaken some of my art abilities. You know, hopefully I can get back into the flow of it. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, something about like maybe February, just around that time I kind of just lost a lot of the will to draw for some reason, so that's why I've been so slow this last month and just been kind of like, you know, focused on just other stuff. But you know, I figured today I may as well try and practice drawing the stuff that I have been thinking about a lot, you know, which is gardening, especially flower gardening. So hopefully they'll let my around early summer and spring, you know, things will feel a lot better. And right now I'm just warming up again, so I did a little bit of warm-ups pre-stream because now I'm supposed to do that, and I technically did, just kind of scribbled stuff. But yeah, I figured I would try to, you know, just do some basic shapes real quick, and then I'll move on to the flowers. So also, hello Kyla Day, thank you for coming today, and I hope you have a good day. I'm just trying to, I think I'm going to start with a bearded iris, just because it's kind of an interesting flower. But yeah, so basically a breakdown of I vibe. Okay. Yeah, I hope you have a good vibe. Sorry, I'm used to you I'm used to you lurking, so I'm just I assume that's what you're doing. But yeah, so a breakdown of what my plan basically is just I'm going to use basic forms to try and build up the flowers. So I wouldn't necessarily build it up with cubes. Of course, maybe we'll have a cube be as sort of the general shape to the flower. So hello Jay, I hope your day is going all right too. As I said, I'm drawing flowers, but I hope you're doing well, as I said, and anything exciting happening today, or are you guys just chilling? Sorry, like I already got distracted. Okay. But yeah, so I'm trying to build up flowers with basic forms. I think a general like cube or something like that that could be used for the overall flower. And that kind of helps me remember which way is forward or where's the side and all that. And then try to use either planes or cylinders for the smaller shapes, because I think planes for the most part for like, and when I mean like smaller shapes, I mean like the petals, maybe the leaves as well. But yeah, that way I can actually get more of the details. And yeah, I hope your chilling sesh goes fine. Are you planning on drawing anything fun lately, or just trying to vibe, trying to relax? You know, as I was saying before, I've been thinking about my gardening a lot. Okay. But yeah, so last night I realized that a bunch of my flowers need cold stratification, so like late last night I got some Ziploc bags and I wetted some paper towels, and I just kind of opened up those seed packets and like kind of poured all those like little seeds onto the wet paper towels. Then I kind of just rolled them up into little seed burritos and stored them each in their own little baggie, and then I put them all in the fridge. So yeah, I'm pretty sure most of them should be left there for like a month, and after that hopefully I should be able to just like plant them away. But at the moment planning to do some personal art for stream today. I see, that's cool. I hope you have a good time with your personal art. What are you planning on drawing? Just like OCs or just something fun? Okay, I was supposed to draw a flower petal with that. Sorry, I was so busy yapping that I accidentally turned this into a leaf. But yeah, so basically those little flowers should hopefully be getting ready. I do need to still stratify the poppies as well, but I can't really pre-start them in their own little indoors, so I'm going to go ahead and wait for those. Yeah, I'm going to wait on the poppies for the time being. Hi. Oh, sorry, just noticed you. Hello, Nakuz. I hope you're doing all right. How's your day going? I was just talking about cold stratification. Yeah, I see. Yep. Also the flowers that I put in that I put in the refrigerator is the penstemon. I also got the delphiniums, the phlox, and one more. I already forgot what the last one is though. Actually, yeah, legit forgot. Okay. Sorry, like, now I'm genuinely wondering what I put in there. You've been playing RimWorld last 2 days non-stop. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's quite a lot of gaming. You know, yesterday I was thinking about popping into Kingdoms of Amalur, because I just went after a Friday. I googled, or could have been Wednesday or one of those days, but yeah, I kind of googled if there was a way to get more storage space for your character, and apparently there is. I just need to like pick up some backpacks. So I was thinking of just doing that yesterday, but I didn't get around to that because I was mostly just watching YouTube videos about flowers and stuff. Yeah, it's actually how I figured out, or that's when I realized I needed cold stratify stuff. Nice, thank you. Or yeah, I don't know what's. Sorry, I'm like supposed to be drawing right now and I just keep yapping. Okay. But yeah, I'm doing some basic exercises with planes because I'm going to use planes to depict most of the petals, and then I'll actually move on to drawing a flower. But yeah, I think I just need to do some or go back to the basics for a little bit, and hopefully that'll help me get fired up again. So yeah, I needed to you always need it. Or yeah, it's always good to go back to the basics once in a while, just to refresh yourself. Okay, I remember this is like a basic exercise that I saw in a YouTube video a long time ago. So how about I make a plane that kind of looks, that could be kind of frilly maybe. So try to bunch all these up. Get these guys. Yeah, so I also spent till thinking about it now, on Friday night, I remember I was like on that one website that had the geranium roots, because I was just kind of looking through everything, trying to just basically tempting myself to get another type of plant. But I fought the urges, I fought them, and I just went with the geraniums because they're kind of, honestly, they were kind of pricey. So yeah, a lot of the roots were really up there in cost, so I needed to kind of control myself a little bit, especially since yesterday I went out and got some stuff for starting seeds. So yeah, I'm probably gonna wait until the end of March to actually do seed starting. But yeah, good. Yep. Also, hello, Shinobi. I hope your day's going well. How are you today? I'm just talking about the good flowers again. Sorry, yeah, I'm like generally wondering what I put in the fridge yesterday. I'm sorry. I'm just checking right now, because I have the seed packets. Should have been okay, there's the phlox packet, there's the delphinium. Okay, it's not this one, not this one, not this one. Yeah, I would know because the package would be empty. So all right, so I got forget-me-nots. Oh yeah, salvia. It's salvia. I got the salvia in there. Okay, sorry, you guys probably didn't want. All right, yep, it's salvia. Okay, stretching out. But yeah, are you doing anything fun right now, Shinobi? But yeah, it just occurred to me, it's I don't know if it sounds weird to say this. There's a McDonald's near me that I sometimes go to just to get myself some treats, because life be rough and all that. But yeah, I remember during the summer there's like these purple flowers that are next to the drive-through, and I always like notice that there's like a bunch of bumblebees kind of buzzing around there. So, and it just occurred to me that those are salvias. So, and I always think about those little bees in the summer, cute little bees. But yeah, okay, all right, okay, just do a little bit more planes. Try not to get too distracted over here. Yeah, I think this has been my general issue. I've just been getting distracted so badly. So just make a shape, kind of draw these guidelines so I can get a general idea of how it looks in how it'd look in 3D. Okay, you know what? Let's just get my iris. Or I have a photo book of photo references for flowers. I think I talked about it on stream earlier, but yeah, I have it open on my bed. So I stream in my bedroom, by the way, because I don't have a ton of space. But hold on, I'm trying to drink my coffee. I think one of the two flowers that were really tempting me last Friday night were bearded irises and bleeding hearts. But I know that I'm already like hoarding enough of hoarding enough flowers at this point, but at the same time, it's just like, oh, they're so pretty, you know? And I remember like being really charmed by them last Easter because there were just a bunch of irises everywhere on Easter. Just sitting at home finishing my breakfast. Ooh, nice. Trying to decide what I want to do today. I see, I see. What are you eating for breakfast? Just out of curiosity. I usually just eat cereal for breakfast or donuts if I'm at work, because the donuts are like $1. Well, they used to be less than $1, but you know, they're $1 now. Yeah, it's basically cheap and easy, but yeah, it's I usually eat cereal, but you know, about a year ago I used to make these this thing called potato mash. Yeah, that was really good. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to... You see my head turning. I'm just like trying to look at my reference book. Yeah, these bearded irises, they're very they have an absolutely crazy shape, so as I was saying, I try to make a cube for the general flower or general plant shape. So let's try this. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm sorry. This is I'm going to plop this onto my keyboard. Hopefully nothing freaks out. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Well, okay, it's not the best angle either, is it? You know, I've been noticing that there's more varieties of black flowers out there. I don't know if you guys are into like gothic type of looks or... But I guess if you're into like that sort of thing, you know, there's a lot of very, very dark colored plants now. Okay, this is, by the way, this is actually a okay spot, I think. Okay, I had a small bowl of oatmeal and a hot apple cider. Ooh, I don't need much because I had a half deep dish pizza last night. I see. Oh wow, that is quite a bit of pizza, isn't it? Yeah, I have some microwavable meals at home, so I just went ahead and made that for myself last night. And then my mother kind of offered to get some dinner, so... But it was just like Little Caesars, so I just had some breadsticks, because I'm not the biggest fan of pizza, to be honest. I don't hate pizza, it's just I'm usually not that big into it. But yeah, so, you know, that's what I had last night. Nothing too crazy. I thought about getting food when I was out, but that didn't really go through with that. I just don't want to spend the money because I already bought a bunch of I bought some stuff for the seed starting. I also got seeds too, but this time I got vegetable seeds. Yeah, the reason I actually went out last night was because I was just too lazy to get gas on Sunday after work on Sunday, so I just I needed a reason to go out before the next work day. Honestly, I probably could have just waited or it probably would have been fine if I just waited for a Wednesday night, but I'm always so tired on Wednesdays or after work, so... And I know I need to grab some stuff anyway from other spots anyways. I'm probably gonna need to get more creamer tomorrow. Well, technically, I've been getting a half and half, but, you know, something to flavor my coffee. I'm the samurai pizza cat. It's part of my lore. Oh, I see. I know about the samurai. I guess I didn't quite realize you're also a pizza delivery cat. Well, I guess you're not necessarily a delivery cat. Sorry, I just remembered that there's like a anime out there about like... I never watched the show myself, but I remember there's a anime about like cats delivering something. Okay. Yeah, I probably could have plotted out this iris a bit better. Okay. You know, I think the thing that I've been really stuck on is just trying to properly depict flatter shapes in their three-dimensional form, because a lot of them tend to fold in on each other. You know, like the petals. Okay. But yeah. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to... Let's get this rough shape. Do you have other things than pizza then? Oh. Oh, on your startup screen it says Pizza Power, and I play the Ninja Turtles song Pizza Power for some nostalgia. And it fits. There's also Japanese anime called, yes, Samurai Pizza Cats, and I have fan art of my avatar drawn in the style of the show, which is cool. So pizza is part of my lore. Oh, I see. Yeah, I noticed in your startup screen it had kind of that retro. There was definitely like a retro look in your setup, so I was kind of wondering what that was about. But yeah, I guess your character being like a pizza mascot or something like that, or pizza cat, pizza business owner. Sorry, I guess that makes sense. What I'm trying to say is, okay, I really screwed up on these petals. Hold on. Yeah, this is why this stream is advertised as just sketching. Okay. Yeah, let's try to figure out what these petals are really meant to be like. So I'm gonna just look into this. Early summer, growing stalks up to 3 feet. Actually, I thought they were spring though. They came in a wide variety of color combination and variations. Sorry, I was like randomly reading the quote-unquote flavor text. You know, obviously it's not actually flavor text. Okay. I guess thinking of irises, or looking at the shape of the iris, I just remembered this Gustav Klimt artwork. That's just like an inked drawing, but kind of like a person who's also a flower. It's kind of a unique looking artwork. But it's not something that's really easy to find online, I don't think. Okay. Yeah, I really need to figure out... I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, so... just having a hard time making out the shapes here. Okay, it's technically supposed to fold out. Okay, hold on. Yeah, let's get rid of this mark, because that was a part of the one layer. I do play retro games sometimes, and I'm all about the 80s style, so yeah, that's what I was going for. I see. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I was trying to pop into the stream for a little bit, but I think your internet was kind of like crapping itself then, so sorry I wasn't able to stick around for that. Yeah, usually late at night I'm just kind of starting to get a little bit cooked. It's not that I'm not a night owl, but at the same time it's just I have a morning shift. I don't know if you know that, but yeah, I am forced to live the early bird lifestyle. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to... So I'm starting off with this shape. Yeah, I'm suddenly remembering why I don't normally do the studies, don't do study streams. It's like, oh yeah, let's show people my process, and it's just me screwing up constantly. But yeah, I think you talked about your love of retro stuff too. Okay. Yeah, I wish my interest in games kind of matched my theme, but I don't know. I try to go for like dark fantasy, because that's maybe a little bit related to my character's theme, like slightly, but you know, stuff that's like sort of gothic, like Dark Souls and whatnot. But I'm not fit for Souls-likes and horror games and scary stuff. You know, I just want to stick to RPGs, you know, games that are a lot easier. It's just one of the that is one of the hardest flowers to draw, so it's normal to struggle a bit. Yeah, I think admittedly I probably would have had an easier time if it wasn't just screwing around all like this. Also, there's a ad break coming in 5 minutes, just to warn everybody. I've been having bad issues with my stream the last few days. It's the Twitch broadcast servers shitting themselves. Oh, not my internet. My internet itself is fine. Oh, I see. Twitch just needs to get its act together, I see. Huh. I guess that makes sense. I don't know, I haven't really seen that many issues, but maybe it's a more localized issue then. I don't know, my own internet issues have just been, you know, on my side, so... But yeah. Okay, let's try to get this leaf then. Yeah, this one looks a little bit different, or feels a bit different looking from the other leaf, but just kind of, well, maybe not really. Just trying to. I really need to like properly break this down. So with these upper leaves, they definitely seem to be a bit stiffer looking. So, you know, since they're staying upwards or staying upright. So yeah, it kind of looks like there's a thinner part that's stiff, maybe around the little middle section, and then all the other stuff is frilling outwards. Yeah, kind of glad you guys can't see my reference image because it does not really look proper, I don't think. Starting to wonder if I should have started with another flower, actually. Okay, so I need to hide this shrink this a little bit. You stream from your computer to a Twitch broadcast servers, then viewers connect to that server to view your stream. That's how it works. If the Twitch broadcast server has problems, all viewers will see the stream go down, even if your internet is fine. Okay. I see. It's not that I don't believe you, it's just that I haven't, I guess I just haven't really seen it from my side, but to be fair, I mostly, this last week, or I guess the last few weeks, I've mostly been watching one person, so yeah, I often get encoding overload error, oh my god, I can't read, errors when things worked before and I didn't touch any of these settings. Sorry. Okay, then Naku sets it. They have encoding problems for some time now, and randomly it will not load streams and VODs on the platform. Oof. That sucks. Huh. Yeah, I can't believe... I see. Sorry, it's like, obviously I don't really understand this stuff very well. But yeah, it really sucks that that's been going on then. It sucks because it acts like a shadow ban in a way, I see. Yeah, it's gotta be really rough. This platform is a pain in the butt. Absolute pain in the butt, I say. Stops people from viewing your content, yeah. Yeah, it definitely seems like Twitch is a source of common issues. Yep. Sorry, just trying to add something to say, but I just don't really I don't really have any solutions or anything like that. Trying to just like shake my fist and like twitch. Okay, anyways, I'm just trying to think the flowers might get a bit bigger. Or the petals, not the flowers. Okay. Okay, also the ads will probably be hitting about now. I'm just gonna stick around for this break because I don't really have the need to leave right now. Probably just try to focus on drinking this water though. To be honest, my general like viewership is very low, so that's probably why I haven't really noticed. Okay. But yeah, I'm just gonna practice on another flower. And how about I just go ahead and like kind of yoink one of these pictures. I'm just on a flower website right now, just trying to check out some I mean, not check them out, but you know, just try to find flowers to draw and paint, or find some good references. Yeah, I think I was just like looking a bit earlier because it's like they have some very expensive irises here. Okay. But yeah, I need to get back to the journal page and tall bearded, please. I think next year I'll probably look for irises, but yeah, I just I have to have some self-control here. There's some really nice photos. Oh yeah, here's like another black. I was talking about black flowers a little bit earlier. Oops. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, I can just copy the image. Probably, I'm not sure if I want to draw this one since it's going to be, the dark color is going to make it a little bit harder to, nope, it's not letting me see. Okay. You know, I have a trick for this, guys, don't worry. You can't stop me, you computer. You can't stop me. Hold on. Oops. Agile, yep. I just saw that it's doing that to a front stream. I reported the error, they fixed it, and after a couple of days, the error came back home. Oh, that sucks. I guess I can try to keep my eye out for that if I'm able to. It's just, as I said before, I'm not the best about spotting tech issues. Okay. I'll just leave this pretty picture for the time being and look for another one. Also, sorry if I'm a little bit slower right now, just trying to... Okay. Trying to grab maybe a... You know, maybe a better picture. Oh, this is like insane. Magical encounter, that's fancy. It also looks like it won't be too bad to draw, maybe. Of course, now I'm starting to wonder if maybe I should just go and practice another flower real quick. Oh god, stop it. Okay. Yeah, I think it's starting to see through my tricks. Shoot, okay. So this isn't a similar position. Also just check the chat. Okay, ads will end in like 10 seconds. Okay, let's just grab this picture then, and then I'll... Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the ad gel, but you know, it's how it is. But yeah, as I said, I'll see if I can spot the issue if possible. If I catch it on someone else's stream, I mean. But yeah, I just don't have any solutions. You guys know more than I do. But yeah, I was just, as I said, I was looking through the the website for pretty irises, and yeah, so this is what I was talking about a bit earlier with more like black plants, I guess, or black flowers being more common. I don't know if they're actually like more common, but to me it feels like they've been popping up a lot more. So, you know, it's seems like it would be possible to make like a goth garden, but you know, I'm more of I do like brighter colors a bit more, so yeah. Anyways, let's try and sketch this flower real quick. Okay, so let's try to plan out this process a bit more. So try to come up with a lighter color for the cube. So trying to make a guess. I guess not necessarily a cube, but you know, well, I guess, yeah, I'm trying to use cubes as sort of the base. So the top should be like this. Because as I was saying earlier, the cubes can try to help give you a picture of the 3D space. And that way it kind of helps you keep track of things in a way. So I guess I'm mostly doing the cube for the top 3 petals. Flowers are so hard. Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't know how often everyone here draws the flowers, but yeah, the flowers. Usually I just go by vibes, but you know. Okay. But yeah, let's try to just do a release. And I'm not going to follow the cube shape like since it's a organic shape, I'll try to like break away from the general cube look a little bit. But yeah, you know, back in the day, I actually used to really like avoid like geometric shapes because I just really couldn't grasp it very well. And I just try to stick with mostly organic shapes, but yeah, I've come to realize years later that I really should have just followed the cube, try to fit, because you can also like build up, as you see here, you can really build up organic things with the cube as well. I do flowers often. It's part of the biological illustration world. Can't avoid it. Yeah, that's fair enough. I think back then I used to really struggle with foliage in general though, because like really complicated stuff like this was just a bit of a nightmare. My younger brain could not just deal with the repeated shapes. Yeah, I think there was a couple of pieces where I tried to get a handle on or like did try to draw foliage, but it just did not work out very well. Hold on, I'm just dragging one up. It's like back before I really took the time. So this is an old one. Yeah, I tried to do this with well, this was just me trying to use a brush, but even then it looks really off. But of course, I guess it looks a little bit more convincing considering it is a brush. You know, baby's first clip studio brush. Probably not the best example, but I have Enlightenment too, so that's where I did actually try to, well, I think I started out with a brush and then I kind of traced over it, so it kind of looks like I actually did take the time to draw it, which in a way I technically did, but sorry, it's like I'm just rambling. I don't know what I'm doing. This is why I avoid plants. This is why I avoid plants. Okay, but yeah. Yeah, it wasn't until like last year when I was really taking my time to draw each individual flower or plant, I guess. Or just like really getting a grasp on how to actually simplify things rather than just in a way that still looks kind of convincing. I'm just gonna focus on my flower now. So, okay, so this one's kind of folding in right here. Try to notice this end. Yes. Probably helps to actually like use reference images more too. Yeah, my big issue with reference images is just like none of the reference images I try to look for seem to really match what I have in my head, so that's why I kind of avoided it for a long time. It's not like I'm not one of those people who ever thought it was cheating or anything, because there are people who did try to claim that, but yeah, I was just never really happy with my options, you know? Really bad at just looking through the internet for any good images, so I just try to. So eventually I would just try to draw from my imagination for the most part. Okay. Ugh. And guess whose coffee just went cold? Damn it. Can't believe I forgot already. Okay, but yeah, I'm gonna... Oh god. Well, I mean, it technically matches the flower here. Okay. This is why I started taking pictures, so I had the specific riffs. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, I try to take photos too, but even then I'm still unhappy with my references. Just everything feels kind of off. Okay. Alright. But yeah, so right now I'm trying to use this as a base for these very rough petal shapes as my base. And I forgot to draw them out as actual planes too. Shoot. Yeah, just after the stream, probably just end my art career at this point. No, I'm joking. Oh, man. But yeah, technically this is why I had to come back to the basics. Methinks. Me being honest. Okay. At least try to grasp the method of just trying to make basic shape or big blocky shapes for the shadows, because that definitely like simplifies things for myself. Okay. So anyways, just trying to... So we do have this kind of a... From a distance, it kind of looks like there's this more of this through motion going down here. Just try to... That kind of ends with a little frill. Yeah, I've been pretty bad about doing everything, let's be honest. Like, even outside of art, just trying to... Haven't really been reading, haven't really been... Just doing anything productive, I guess, outside of just thinking about the flowers and plants. I guess it's thinking about the plants, though. I was talking earlier about how I got some veggie seeds, so I got some lettuce. I got cucumbers. This time a smaller variety than what I grew last year. I got I got peas. Yeah, peas are the thing that I've been thinking about because you know, I didn't occur to me that the actual vegetable pea is the seed of the plant, but yeah, I got those. And then of course there's the fourth option, which I forgot about as well. Obviously not quite as appealing as the peas. Kind of wondering if it's oh yeah, spinach. I got spinach too. Most of them are plants that can be started earlier, I think. Yeah, the plants that are like vegetables that can handle cool weather a bit more, so. You know, excluding the cucumbers, but that's besides the point. Cucumbers have to be started later. But yeah, I figured I can try and start growing those and maybe some time. Yeah, maybe around the end of March, so I would like to do that. And yep, I think maybe after I get this iris sketch pulled out, I can probably like shake the pea packet for you guys so you understand why I'm a little bit obsessed with it. I don't know, I feel like a toddler or something. Try to just shake my seed packet. It's like, shake, shake, shake. But yeah. Okay. Okay. But yeah, I guess last night I was shaking it and it would definitely get my cat's attention because it's so loud. Okay, hold on. But yeah, it's kind of funny how she notices the peas, but she doesn't notice the nasturtium packet. Because those shake those shake pretty loudly too. The sunflower seeds shake a bit too, as well, but you know, obviously not as much as the peas and the nasturtiums. Okay. I don't know if she's... Yeah, though I don't know if she's actually interested in the shaking or if she's just getting annoyed because, you know, it's a very loud noise. Okay. So anyways, just try to get more shadows around. Okay. Flip it back. It's okay. But yeah, just let me... Okay, oh yeah, it's, sorry, I just got confused. Forgot that I was looking through the flowers earlier. And it's the flowers, okay. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Apparently the box is already open, so... Yep. It's nice and thick, too. Okay. Sorry, like I'm already getting cooked and it's like... Literally haven't been doing anything. Nasturtiums. And no, the sunflower. Get the sunflowers right here. I don't know, maybe this is my fidget toy. It's loud. Yeah. Yep. Here's all 3 of them now. Oh, oh god. How about I... You know, maybe we could move it away from the microphone a little bit, but you know. Okay. Sorry, just trying to... But yep, those are my very, very loud packets. Can't wait to plant them. Get some yummy, yummy peas and all that. Okay, but yeah, so now I shall go ahead and move on with the sketch for a little bit. By the way, have you thought... I think you were talking about trying to figure out what vegetables you want to grow in your garden. Have you come up with anything, or not really? Unless you were... I guess you were kind of focusing on gaming though, so maybe not. It's not like planting season is that close by. Okay. I was just mostly thinking about my early starters, because some of them need to be. I know that brassicas can actually handle the cold a little bit, along with a lot of lettuce. Apparently spinach has a really good tolerance towards the cold. At least that's what I heard. And I probably don't need to worry about the beans or peas or anything like that, since apparently they grow really fast. But yeah, spinach, onions, apparently all those are... Apparently those are good to start early, so... Should probably think about where to put them all. So far, peppers, cherry... Okay. I see. Yeah, I like peppers quite a bit. I had very little luck last year. I think I already told you this, but... Yeah, it's, my peppers just did not take off last year at all. So, planning on putting those in a pot. So, this year. Okay. But yeah, I wish you luck on your own peppers, or... What kind of peppers are you thinking of growing? Unless just like bell peppers in general. I'll get them started, I see. Yeah, bell peppers were what I grew. I know that last year I also wanted to try growing some chili peppers, but you know, the cost of I already kind of was spending a lot of money on everything, so ended up deciding against it because I wanted to grow the chili peppers inside in a pot, and I think it was the price of dirt that was kind of getting to me, so yeah. It's always the dirt that gets me at the end of the day. Red and green, I see. Yep, those sound good. Yeah, I grew red and green before as well. I tried growing yellow last year, but as I said, that didn't really take off. It actually grew like really tiny peppers, but yeah, it didn't really... I don't think they were really big enough for eating, since it's supposed to be like bell peppers. I did try to collect some seeds from one of them, but I don't know if that's going to actually take off or not. But yeah, both red and green are really good. I think I used to mostly be a person who liked red peppers, but having had like green peppers that were freshly grown from the plant, though, that was like really good, raw at least. I don't know, I feel like a lot of the time like raw peppers give put like a funny kind of taste into my mouth, but Yeah, the really fresh ones that didn't do that, so I really was able to appreciate them properly. Yep, yeah. But yeah, I wish you luck on your peppers, and your tomatoes too, of course. Okay. But yeah, technically I still need to think about where to... Well, I was kind of thinking about where I would put my vegetables, but I think for the most part, I'm just kind of flipping the two patches around, so... Probably won't be that big of a change, to be honest, aside from that. But basically, the brassica patch will now be the lettuce patch, and then the lettuce cucumber patch will be on the old brassica patch. We use green for salads and red for cooking, yeah, something like that. Honestly, I used to not really eat a lot of red or bell peppers in general. Raw, I mean. Yeah, I meant to say raw, not red. But, you know, those fresh peppers kind of opened my mind a little bit. Of course, I'm not very good about eating raw vegetables outside of like lettuce. I just kind of prefer my food to be cooked. And sorry that I'm not drawing right now. I'm just yapping and trying to like get this coffee done because it's ice cold at this point. Man, I feel like my coffee went cold way too fast today. Usually it lasts a little bit longer, I think. That's be my life. Sorry, I'm just trying to... distracted myself, and I'm trying to figure out what I was trying to say. But yeah, I think I was just talking about the brassicas. I got more of my purple broccoli seeds, so a little bit of a side note. So I'm happy to try and grow those again. Those they got pretty nice. They got nice and big last year, so yeah. I don't know if they're super cold tolerant though. I hear that they're actually my purple broccoli is actually a little bit more of a heat tolerant type of broccoli, but yeah, I'm not sure. I think the big thing that was kind of stumping me though is that I collected some pumpkin seeds from my jack-o'-lanterns from last year, but I'm not sure if I really want to grow pumpkins, to be honest. Like, I figure I can put them where once the lettuce is kind of finished, I can probably like grow them inside at first and then try to put them into the ground after the lettuce, since usually that spot kind of got bare last year, but I don't know, it's pumpkins take up a lot of space. Like, they take up a lot of space, man. And I'm just not sure if I'm really that motivated for it. But yeah, it's just what I've been thinking about mostly yesterday. Because yeah, I was thinking about the seeds that I kind of saved over the past year. But yeah, I'm kind of wondering if, since the lettuce doesn't really do that great in the middle of summer, I'm kind of wondering if I should put something else there or not, just to hold over the spots. But I'm not really sure. It would probably have to be a sort of a fast-growing summer plant, though. Blah. Okay. Of course, I can try folding in or I can make an attempt to kind of fold in the carrots again. Carrots and onions, but I'm not really sure. Like the companion planting and all that, because those two kind of grow together pretty well. And technically the carrots would be they should be long enough to kind of like grow past the lettuce leaves, or grow above the lettuce leaves, but I'm not really sure if that would work out as I would hope it would. Okay, yeah, let's just try to get this done. I probably should have started with the easier plants. Okay. Okay. Okay, and yeah, this is a leaf that's behind. I just remembered, so gotta actually draw this in front of the other petal. I'm just trying to think it through. Maybe I'll have this area be a bit darker. That way it's a bit shaded. You'll need space for them, but they're easy to grow. Are you talking about the pumpkins? I see. I'm just a little bit worried because I know that last year was like super duper dry for us. It's like there was definitely like a drought, so I think that's just kind of my main concern, I guess. Because I do know that pumpkins will need a decent amount of water and all that. I guess just trying to think about the actual space I will need. Also, my incessant need to get, you know, my little companion flowers in there. Pretty sure I might. Yeah, they'll probably get drowned if I'm not careful. So, and my little companion herbs. But yeah, I know that the cucumbers last year, they definitely took up a ton of space, like a ton of space. But I also kind of started to neglect the garden around July, so it's kind of my own fault that it ended up like that. Yeah, they were supposed to climb up the terrace, but most of them did not climb the terrace, so hopefully these smaller cucumbers behave themselves. Yeah, it seems like they're actually quite a bit smaller from what I saw in the seed packet, so you know, maybe I can like try pushing them back a little bit, and then that could give more space for other stuff. Yeah, this year's cucumbers are supposed to be like pickling cucumbers, so technically that's what I wanted to do with the cucumbers last year, but you know, those cucumbers were massive actually, so it's like yeah, I'm not sure how to describe it, like the size of a foot. I mean, technically it's supposed to be like a imperial measurement foot, but at the same time it might have been the actual size of a human foot. So, you know, big. Too big for a jar. Probably too big for a burger too, or a sandwich I should say. Sorry man, look, I'm American. I think about the hamburgers. You have to encourage them a bit to go where you want them to go, yeah. Yeah, I need to think about the little twist tie, or my plan was twist ties, but maybe I should just look for some twine, or sorry, twine. Yeah, thinking about twine. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, and there's apparently a petal behind here. Okay. Also, this is a little bit, or it's actually very off topic, but have you seen I don't know if you follow any of the bigger VTubers out there, but I like slightly follow Porcelain Maid, and apparently his male model just came out a couple of days ago. I missed the stream for it, but like now I really want to draw his I want to draw his new model pretty badly, so... Yeah, I was thinking about that a little bit, but I haven't really. But just not entirely sure right now, so... It looks good, thank you. Oh, no, I mean, the model, of course. I didn't have anything to do with that, unless you're talking about the... Yeah, just... I'm out of it, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. Alright, I'm back. Okay. Hold on. Okay, now I just screwed up my setup. Hold on. There we go. Oh, yes, thank you, thank you. Just, I'm a bit cooked today. It hasn't even been that long. Oh, dear God. Okay, but yeah, so... I'm just gonna color this in pretty soon. Let's just add some colors, and then I'll sketch out another plant. Okay. So hide this, get a base real quick. But yeah, I'm gonna actually use blue as the base right here, just because I feel like it. And I'm gonna use this pen that doesn't have a lot of stabilization up on it. That should make filling up the base a lot faster. So yeah, I usually have the stabilization cranked up a whole lot because I have a really hard time keeping my hand steady with the digital art. I sort of have that issue with traditional as well, but for some reason with traditional it's not as bad as it is with digital. Probably because it's usually the digital canvas ends up being a little bit uncomfortable to draw on. I can't really like move it around like I do with tradition, like how I can with a lot of traditional paper. And the mate's new model is so good. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, I want to draw it. Damn it. Kind of want to see if I can figure out what his favorite flower is, and I might actually include the flower as a decorative element in the fan art if I end up going through with it. I don't know, just because I'm very flowered brained right now. But yeah, I don't know how to get that information, so maybe try to see if I can pop in on a Friday and just try to see if I can somehow figure it out. Or not Friday, but Wednesday. True, yeah. I'll be back in 10. Okay, hope you have a good little 10 minutes, whatever you need to do. I'll just be here struggling with this plant. Oops. It didn't occur to me that I haven't closed off this. Okay. Okay, so there's the base, and then I'll do a quick background here. So let me try to remember how to do this. Yep, get the lasso tool. I'll set it to this. So I'll put this cube behind it. So I'll name this BG real quick. Should name some of these layers because it's getting pretty messy. Okay, but yeah, fill in the space. Boop. Okay, it's a bit dark. Yeah, I'll make it more of a desaturated color for the time being, and I can build in some lighter greens too. Okay. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I'll just I don't know, I thought it'd be kind of cool if it popped out a little bit, but now I'm kind of worried about how this stem would look. That's the part that I would want to get rid of. Oh, you know what? I can probably do it pretty easily though. Just kind of zoom in, go, and and erase. Of course, I'm gonna have to clean it up again after the stream, just cause, or not stream, but after I get done sketching. Depending on how far I get, though. Okay, I'm just gonna add a little bit more color to the background here. Got some interesting leaves in the background. I don't really know what they are. But yeah, I'm gonna come in with this bright green color, and the vegetation behind this plant, I'm going to have that be more abstracted looking, just because I can't be bothered. No, for my personal sanity and all that. So yeah, this is the real simplification for vegetation. Simplification, vegetation, dedication. Do 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 do. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna very softly brush in the brighter green. I'll actually make a cooler green too, just because I should probably get around to that. But yeah, when I mean softer, I mean just a bigger shape, I guess. Take in this bluer color too, so yeah, I imagine that this is probably, or this is probably the skylight, so, or like the blue color that comes from the sky, because, you know, light will bounce around and kind of pick up the colors of previous stuff it hit, so it's usually called a bounce light. For those who don't know, I'm gonna take this really dark green though and just kind of put it under here and just kind of brush it down. Okay, okay. Ugh. Okay, stretch. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's work on the actual flower color now. Let's try to eye the color here rather than just a color pick. Kind of was a little lazy with the background, but here I want to be a little bit more thoughtful. And also, hello, Deadpoolzilla. I hope your day's going well. What you been up to? I just been here kind of drawing flowers, so you know, I've been moving a lot more slowly than I anticipated, but I guess that's kind of par for the course for a ViridianGhost stream at this point. Okay, I'm gonna throw some of this pink down onto the actual stem, just to add that contrast. I'm chilling after working 7 days in a row. Oof, that's rough. Yeah, I really hope you get some good time to chill. Yeah, it's yeah, that always sucks. But are you planning on doing anything nice today, or just trying to, like, planning on any video games, or are you just trying to rest for the most part? Yeah, I've been very, very lazy on my end, so I'm trying to get myself back into the flow of things. I really need to, like, advertise my commissions again, because I haven't been really bad about that. I think I need to make a fresh post rather than reposting my old stuff, or like older post, I guess. And bad playing some games. I see. What kinds of games have you been playing then? But yeah, on my end, I haven't really been, as I said, I haven't really been doing much. I just kind of been thinking about my garden and plants a lot, so that's kind of why I'm doing flower. Yeah, that's why I'm trying to draw a flower today. Just try to, because that's what I've been thinking about a whole lot. Flowers and vegetables and all that. Okay, sorry, I'm just trying to take a deep breath. Trying to add more of this cooler pink in, since it seems like there's a big mixture of pink varieties here. Metal Gear Solid Delta. I see. I don't think I've heard of Delta as a... Of course, I think I just heard of, like, the... more of the mainline games, but I know there's, like, some pixel games, I think. I'm not really sure what I'm talking about, to be honest, but... Yeah, that sounds cool, at least. Oh, Metal Gear 3 Remaster, I see. Snake Eater, I see, yeah. Okay, I heard of that one then. I just didn't realize it was called Delta. Snake Eater. Sorry. Yeah, the one where you climb up a really, really long ladder. But yeah, hopefully you've been having a good time with that at least. Try to get nice and recovered and all that. I think I've mostly been trying to survive my own job, but most of last week wasn't too bad, but during Saturday when the temperatures warmed up again, it got really, really bad. And it's been kind of hard because we really need like the bottle truck to come in because it would fill up, but usually I just end up having to wait all day for the truck to not come, and that kind of becomes an issue because we don't have anywhere to put the excess bins because the dang thing got filled up completely. But the new truck came by before I came in on Sunday at least, so that's good. To be honest, I'm heading out in a few hours to get my taxes done, ICSE. It's a chore, but you gotta do it. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I wish you luck on the taxes. I know it gets really grueling. Hopefully you're able to stop somewhere fun at least. You know, just trying to look around at some place. Just probably think about kind of relax after that, hopefully. Sorry, I'm like trying to concentrate on these colors just so I can get this basic thing done real quick. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Welcome back. But yeah, so as I said, I hope you get to just at least like look out somewhere fun. I know that last week after my oil change, I checked out a discount game place, so that was kind of fun because I never visited that place before, so I wasn't really sure what they had there, but they had a lot of cool stuff. Of course, I didn't buy anything because I needed to watch my spending a little bit, but you know, I knew I was planning on using my money for plans, so yeah. Oh my god, sorry. Oh, okay, the air is fighting me. But yeah, I hope you got what you needed to get done to Naku's. I've just been kind of filling up this, or adding colors to the plant, so probably need to get a general shading done sometime. Okay. Alright. I keep needing to hide the background so I can actually like, see the plant. Okay. So I'm going to start with the cooler green real quick. Because it seems like the actual stem is a cooler green. And then kind of warm it up and get it lighter around these leaves. Or like the ends of the bud. They're not leaves, they're... Okay. I never know what I'm talking about. No. Do-do. No. Do-do-do-do. Okay. Alright, time to put in the color. Getting this kind of a reddish color for the petals. Yeah, this looks a lot better. Okay. Then I'll color the sketch lines on the stem a little bit differently. I might mix in some of a little bit of purple around the colors too. Like, actually, I'll go with a really saturated purple. I'll make it darker. But very, very desaturated purpley color for the stem right here. And maybe some of the lights around here. Okay. Maybe a bit of a cyan as well, just to vary things up. So this is the colored sketch. I watched a dev stream for a game that I play. They did it short and that was nice. I see. That's cool. What kind of game was it? Okay, but yeah, right now I'm just gonna get a multiply layer down real quick. Just gonna shade on there too. I'm gonna make it more of this warmer color though. Maybe. I'm using a purple as the shading color. Okay. But yeah, this way I should hopefully get more of that 3D look in the colors. Yeah, I don't want to get too far with it. I need to remind myself not to get too far with this sketch. But it's always good to get like some work done on the study. Okay. All right, get a cast shadow over on here. Okay, and being kind of soft with the shading, or it should be, I think. Lower the opacity a bit, and that should be okay, I think, for now. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and merge all the colored layers for the flower. Not really the background, of course, but yeah. I'm gonna merge all these, and kind of wondering if I should leave. Oh, Warframe. I see. That's cool. Sorry, I was just trying to look through here. I think maybe I'll just leave this for now and I'll come back to it a little bit later. But I'm starting to feel like I want to just get to practicing another flower. Yeah, I feel like I kind of started ignoring. Oh god, my model, stop it. Too far away. Okay, so what should I do? I think I'm gonna draw a lily. I'm not as big on lilies as I used to be, but actually I'm not sure if I want to do a lily. There's a reference photo in this book that looks really cool, but I think I'll just do some form studies for lilies, because their leaves the leaves can be really interesting when it's all curled up. But yeah, I realize I should probably keep a handle on time. But yeah, let's kind of try and break down the shape of a lily at least. Sorry, I'm reading the flavor text. Sorry, I keep calling it flavor text. It's actual. I don't think it really counts as flavor text if it's actual information about a real thing. You know, I don't really mind the leaves on these lilies, though. I don't know, it's just something about, like, the leaves I see on, like, the lily plants that kind of bother me a bit, because I think they're kind of ugly, but... Yeah, these ones don't look too bad. They're kind of they're not as sharp and spiky, I guess. I probably wouldn't mind throwing these in my own garden, basically. Okay, but the paper's not, like, in the direction I want it to be. Hold on. Yeah, I'll just stick this here. Okay. I know there's like a ton of different varieties of lilies, though, so I'm kind of wondering if it's has to do with that. Okay, but what I see from these photos is that there's 6 petals, so... then 3 in top, 3 in the bottom, and it looks like the bottom one's kind of, well, no. Yeah, it's okay, they're like layered evenly. The one reference image kind of seemed like the colors were a bit washed out a bit, but I was looking at one of the other ones next to it. Okay. Hold on. Also, there's ads coming in 5 minutes, so I'll be taking another longer break for these ads, just because I want to get one more cup of coffee, basically. But yeah, then I'll come back, so should probably refill my water as well. Okay. You know what? In one of my art pieces from last, I think November, I drew some lilies in there, but, you know, I don't think I really drew them all that well. Yeah, I think they were maybe a bit shorter and stubbier than, at least from what I see on these images. Okay, but yeah, so I should just get the general shape of the lily drawn. Okay, just to help myself figure things out. So, you know, I got 3 on top and 3 on the bottom. And it seems like it's not really like consistent on which ones are on the bottom or what's on the top. Well, besides it being like every other one, so it just seems like the at least it from the looks of it. But yeah, so try to mark out the bottom ones. But yeah, I'm just trying to remind myself that I'm actually supposed to be studying here, so. Okay, this is a really ugly lily, but it's good enough. So I'm gonna B, T, okay, hold on. T, T, T. Then around the center, of course, there's the little stamens / pistons. I think I forgot which is which. I think stamens are the male parts, though. Honestly, these stamens, they kind of look like the ones on my amaryllis, so kind of just like hanging down. Okay. Okay, yeah, and I see on the one that's on the profile next to this, it has I think that might be the piston or the stamen. I wish I knew what I was talking about. Okay, so I'll just Google it real quick since we're the break is like in 2 minutes. So piston versus stamen. Alright, show me your answers, Google. This is a terrible diagram, hold on. Okay, just show me. Tell me the answer, dang it. Oh my god, it's making it harder than it needs to be. Okay, sorry, this is taking longer than I expected. So, pistil, it's the oval producing part of the plant flower. Ovary often. Stigma. Okay, now they're just getting like a lot more detailed. You guys probably didn't expect this the talk on the stream to get so spicy, you know, but here we are. Pollen producing part of the flower, okay. So that's, well, it's not a piston. Well, it's a pistol. I don't know. I swear I learned this stuff in school, I just forgot because I didn't have much use for the information. Ha 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 ha, yes. Okay, but since there's like 30 seconds left for the Yeah, since there's 30 seconds left until the ads hit, I am just going to go ahead and get my fluids. So I'll see you guys soon. But yeah, shouldn't be too wildly long. 5 to 10 minutes, basically. Okay, BRB and mute. I return. Wait. Come on, I return. Yeah. Now, I feel like my break has probably had to go on for a bit longer than anticipated, but at the same time, it's only like 1:36, so guess maybe I wasn't gone for as long as I worried. It's kind of funny. Of course, I'm not filling up my mug as much, so that's probably why. Oh. Holy crap, though. Whew. Okay. But yes, welcome back everyone from the ads, if you got stuck behind those. Okay, so I'm trying to remember what I was doing. Yeah, I was just trying to like mark out each part here, so. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Just realized the model was gonna freak out a little bit. Trying to draw out the long thing. Okay, I'm pretty sure this is the female part though, so. I might not have a grasp on the names, but I think I recognize which is which at least. Okay, so yeah, I'm just bringing them out a bit more. It's very, very pretty, very tropical. Okay, I'm gonna shrink down my little diagram real quick, so it's a little more out of the way. I know I need to think about the shape of the flower, or the shape of the petals. Try to stick with my goal. So, I really like these frilly flowers, or the frilly petals on these samples. Of course, I do like kind of that look of a flower petal. A lot of the time, it's just I just hate drawing it. Okay, but yeah, so sorry, like I keep looking between the different flowers, but I think I'll stick with the white curly lily, so just trying to imagine the petals being a little bit straighter out. So it has kind of a thinner part right here, and let's just try to widen it out, so kind of get that general shape. Then there's that. Then I draw a line that kind of matches the sort of shapes, I guess. Sort of elegantly smooth. Of course, I don't think it's quite that elegant in the reference, but you know, could probably push the shape a little bit more when I actually sketch it out. Maybe that'll look nice. But yeah, so I'll see about kind of depicting this shape on a plane, so make a kind of a thin sheet that can. So I don't think most people really have to worry about this kind of thing when they're drawing, but you know what, I am, so anyways. We kind of draw the end here. Let's do the center line and kind of cut out the shape basically. So I'm breaking down the basic shape on this 2D plane. Kind of imagine it as a 2D image on the roll, or like on a roll of paper right now. And then I can build up a little bit more mass once I actually figure out what I want to do. Okay. So try to mark that out. And of course, seems like the petal actually bows. Sort of has I don't know what I'm talking about. It kind of bows out a little bit, so I'm actually gonna try to include that a little bit. So I'm erasing the little roll of paper right here. Actually, I should have just switched to the darker color, but oh well. That way it kind of marks out sort of the shape. Yeah, using the dark color to kind of mark out the shape. So you can see the little bowing effect there. Okay. I guess talking about the garden again, I'm really tempted to get lupins or lupine for it, but I already have quite the collection, I think, so I'm kind of wondering if I really should do that or not. But lupine has like really cool variegation though, is the thing. Okay. I'm actually gonna thicken out the end here too, because I feel like the lily looks more similar to the reference. Okay, so here's my attempt at a lily petal. Probably okay. I'm gonna check the browser real quick too. Okay, just to see what's going on, because I'm just sitting on blue sky. Okay, things seem to be functioning, I believe. So I'll go ahead and go back to OBS. So I got my little practice pedal right here. Try to move it up so it's a little more out of the way. I wonder if I can try just doing a basic shape out here, so not be a serious drawing quite yet. So sometimes dealing with these like slightly 3D but slightly flat flowers can be a little bit hard for me to grasp. Part of the reason why I have been having such a hard time with the poppies, but not sure if I should see it as like kind of a cup or not. I'm kind of drawing out a shallow cup. Here's the center. So I'm guessing kind of breaking that cube rule already. Okay. And it looks like the stem that kind of comes from the lilies is a bit on the thinner side, but yeah. Okay. Hold on, let's drink some water, because my throat's already a little bit dry. Okay. Sorry if you hear me trying to clear my throat. That's kind of... So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and start marking out some of the three lower petals. So they kind of have a they kind of have a triangular shape between them, but right now I'm just kind of drawing them like this. Kind of move this one a little bit further away. I'm using a different reference image from my book, so I'm just peering at that periodically. Okay. So yeah, these three lower ones are a bit... Yeah, they're definitely like a little bit further, or push further back from the center. Okay. So I'm gonna try to draw 3 rolls of paper, or 3 rolls of tape. Not roll of tape, but not sure how I should refer to this. Kind of a thin plane. Just kind of what I'm calling it as tape. Yeah, maybe I'll just go with the term tape. Sorry, I just gonna check. Sorry, I think a bot got banned, so. Okay, so I'm gonna mark out the deep center too, just to keep myself in mind, keep it in mind. Actually, now that I think about it, I should probably, yeah, it's very messy. My sketch is so messy. I realize that there's a bit of mass around the ends. Makes sense. That's usually is some stuff covering that up, covering the center. Okay. I realize I should also widen the one that's coming towards us. Okay, so eventually I'll get this ready. Oh, okay. Guess I'm just jumping into it now. Honestly, this sketch is getting so messy that I may as well just get to the deeper parts, or the darker parts. Okay. So let's kind of drawing out the top there. Looking at my sketch, or my reference. Okay. And from the looks of it, the lily petals are actually a little bit thinner. So I'm just trying to keep that fact in mind. And sort of this vein thing is more noticeable from the back, so but from the reference image it doesn't seem to be the case for that. Excuse me a moment. Also, I keep, again with the garden, I keep thinking of like all these cool flowers I want to grow, but I realize a lot of them are very similar in the shape, so probably not great in terms of garden design, but basically like kind of the long tubular type of flowers, or the column types of columnar type of flowers, so like delphiniums and lupines and all that good stuff. Oh, yep. Yeah. Oh yeah, and the penstemon. Not sure if that's actually how it's pronounced, but penstemon sounds nice. That's also sort of a columnar type. Okay. Gonna lengthen these petals down here. Okay. So here's the 3 bottom petals. So I'm gonna draw 3 more bits of quote-unquote tape. I accidentally was using the eraser. If I were trying to draw out an actual art piece, I probably would be trying to move a lot faster and dirtier, but unless this was the subject, I guess. Okay. I noticed that the last one is actually very, very, very foreshortened, so gonna have to, I think that I'll run. Have a nice rest of stream. All right, thank you for hanging out. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I guess thinking about it, I might try to advertise the stream once again. You too. All right. I hope you get a good rest, since I assume it's pretty late on your end. But yeah, good luck on all your stuff that you need to do. Okay. Sorry everyone, I'm just taking a little bit of a moment. Okay. 1 more hour of art before the dinner break. Yeah, usually I do it. Reminder. I'm sorry. Accidentally muted the music. Can't have the music being muted. No, not at all. Okay. Alright, so let's try to see. Anyways, let's see what I can do with these flower or these petals. Let's trying to keep that lily shape in mind. Okay. And also the fact that this is the shape kind of folds in a little bit. I think that might have been what I was trying to describe, but I'm not really sure. Okay. But yeah, okay, fold you in. Choo choo. Okay. And of course we got our foreshorten petals, so just kind of make this shape, I guess. Can't really do much else. Okay. But yeah, also on a note for there being like one more hour for the art stream. I do plan on streaming for maybe another few hours, 1 or 2 afterwards, but I will be taking a dinner break, so I'll be making myself some food real quick. Try to eat it up, and yeah. And I'll post a reminder on, I'll post on Blue Sky when I'm actually doing the gaming part, or I'm about to start up the gaming. So in case you guys want to like take a break too. But it was kind of one of my goals to kind of stream more, so yeah, more chances to play Amalur, basically. And hopefully that makes more time for me to just kind of stream other stuff on Wednesday nights, since I'm sure people would prefer like Monster Hunter or something. I know it's Amalur isn't really the most popular game out there, but it's the game that I want to play, dang it. And I'm just kind of adding the leaves in. Okay. Okay, so here's my practice on the lily. So I'm going to hop back to the iris real quick. Try to do some blending real quick. I think maybe some blending. Also, maybe some ambient occlusion as well. So ambient occlusion, for those who don't know, is when it's like the color's really, really dark. Like the darkest shadows in an art piece, basically. It's usually the tighter spaces where like no light can reach. So like the folds in clothing and whatnot. But yeah, this should hopefully bring out a lot of some of the details, I guess. Also, you know what? I think I'm just going to move this reference real quick. Actually, I'll drag it above the art piece so I can see it over the background, because I'm trying to keep the backgrounds basic on purpose. Of course, with the petals being slightly transparent, I realized that the ambient occlusion isn't going to be as intense as it would normally be with something more opaque, so I'm actually going to go back in and try to lighten this a bit. But yeah, there should be actually be a lot of a subsurface scattering with this flower petal, so, or with these petals, I should say. So you're a lot more likely to kind of find those lighter details. Of course, I might keep some of the darkness around for like the end right here, so like the base of the flower, because I don't think that's quite as transparent. Usually when I'm doing line art, I'll actually have the ambient occlusion kind of built in with yeah, I'll build it in with like the line art, so I don't have to include it in my simpler art, I guess. I don't know, I just kind of struggle with the ambient occlusion a bit, so usually I don't like to worry about it too much. And when it comes to painting, I actually have I sort of do something similar, but with the base sketch rather than like line art. Of course, usually when I'm bringing the line art back in, I'll probably like confuse both of them. But yeah, it's just kind of how I do things. Okay, I realize I also need to keep my coffee in mind, so let me move this to the other. Oh, so thank you for the lurk, Paulette. I appreciate it. Okay. But yeah, after I kind of messed with this a bit more, I'm kind of wondering if I should do another practice or like another flower study, or if I should try to do something more with the lilies. Yeah, I remember like a year ago when I was able to just like sketch flowers before stream without any issue. Of course, maybe it wasn't necessarily flowers. I actually was working on fruit, not of it. Yeah, I say flowers, but it was actually fruit, I think. I think I was able to do like a marigold before stream though, because that was sort of in preparation for my art piece called Panic. Because I know that that piece had a lot of flowers in there. Okay. But just gonna, sorry. Yeah, my voice is like failing me today. Just gonna blend this out real quick though. I'm gonna do it at smaller patches right now just to keep some of the interesting colors kind of popping out a bit more. I might smooth it out a bit later though, but who knows. Yeah, so I'm kind of doing like circle motions with my hand. That kind of... Okay. I might have to put in the ambient occlusion back in though, I'm not sure. Probably should have done this before it was working with the ambient occlusion, to be honest. Okay, I want to be careful because I don't want to lose like these peaks of blue. Yeah, the one issue with blending out everything is that I kind of lose some of the... I lose like these hidden colors peeking through, which is kind of a shame, but at the same time it is... I do like it when my art looks a bit smoother, so it's kind of a battle of preferences, I guess. Yeah, it's... okay. So I'm just gonna... mostly focusing on the dark parts too, by the way, just if you haven't seen what I'm... if you don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Because usually in my sketch layer, I'll like mark out the... or I'll hash out the shaded areas a lot of the time, so that's usually what I need to actually shade out, or blend out, I should say. Okay, but yeah. So let's get this part. Try to smooth this. Kind of blending out the darker line art into the shadows, just to kind of apply a little bit of a cast shadow, maybe. This is since they're folded in so much. Okay. All right. Yeah, just blending out this area as well. Sorry, I'm just trying to focus in a bit, trying to get the colors in a decent spot, I think. Okay. Yeah, let's try to drink my coffee. Yeah, it's already cooling down. Gosh dang it. Why is it cooling down so fast? Why? Okay. Okay, let's just blend out some of this. Okay. Kind of blending the edges a bit. Kind of want to soften this area as well, so. Okay. Yeah, I know this isn't necessarily the most exciting thing. I'm sorry. Okay, drag in some more of this lighter color to kind of help add more shape, I guess, since it's because of how frilly these petals are. Okay. Also, how about I blend out the edge there? Just try to, once again, adding or kind of implying a cast shadow, I guess. All right. I also think I need to clean up these edges. So, well, first I'm going to blend it out just to see if I can push it a bit further. But yeah. All right. I'll go in with the concept paint. Okay. Yeah, basically just erasing away. Concept paint is the name of the brush, by the way, for those who don't know. It's the brush that, one of my main brushes that I like to use. Okay. I'm actually gonna lighten up the bottom of this petal a bit more. And I'll blend it out again, just to smooth things down, I think. Okay. Alright, so I'm actually gonna try and add a bit more lighter colors too. Of course, a lot of the base color here is already like very, very light, but what I'm trying to do right now is add a light color towards the edge of this, and that kind of helps make shapes pop out a bit more, I think. So yeah, I'm doing that right now with this front petal. Yeah, basically, in painting, I like to, when I want to separate shapes a bit more, I'll try to have a light and dark, or shape slash paint planes. Yeah, I'll try to put a very light color and a very dark color next to each other, and that usually helps separate things. At least, like, visually, I mean to say. Basically, like, highlights and deep shadows. That's basically how textures work, I guess. Man, when I was when I was a lot younger, I guess, I used to really struggle with textures. I know it's one of the base, like, well, I guess saying out aloud, I realize I struggle with a lot of the basics. But yeah, I really didn't really understand how that kind of thing worked. Basically, I just needed to understand forms, perspective, and of course, lighting and shading. I think lighting and shading especially, because that's you know, that's kind of how you figure out how to deal with the textures. Because as I said, it's a very light color and very usually lighter colors next to darker colors. Or like, I should say values, not colors. Okay, but yeah, just adding more of this dark color behind here to kind of bring out the lighter section. Of course, it looks kind of gross and gray. Like the color I'm using, I think. Don't really want it to be exactly white though, but it's like very, very close to being white. Which is why I'm kind of like stressing out a little bit. But yeah, I'm just kind of using this base color for the time being. Okay. Okay. And I think all of this is technically just one petal. It's just a very, very crazy petal. Very, very crazy. Okay, try to add more texture here. I guess I'm kind of going along the other petal too. Yeah, I can darken this section down again, so I'll do that later though. All right, all right. Yeah, let's get back here because I still got to do this little area. Okay. Gonna look at the reference image again just real quick. Maybe I'll brush in some more lighter colors just to help indicate the folds. Okay. Okay, okay. Yeah, I'm just doing a little bit of quick cleanup. Okay. Just gonna take this dark color. I'm actually gonna add a bit more of it down to this bottom area because I kind of want to help emphasize the 3D shape of this petal. I feel like it's not 3D looking enough, you know? So basically I'm trying to darken up the bottom. Yeah, let's add some shading over here. And add, nope, too much. Kind of want to follow this curved shape right here. Okay. Actually darken up quite a bit. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and kind of blend it a bit more. So it's not a little bit more subtle. Okay. Zoom out. Honestly, it's not terrible looking right now. Like, it definitely could be better, but I don't necessarily hate it that much. Okay, I think I'm gonna lighten up another section of it though, so yeah, basically like how I was darkening some other sections. Have a light hit here that hopefully makes it look a little bit more 3D. But yeah, then I'm going to add a bit more detail towards this area. Wondering if I should make it a little bit more dry looking. I don't know. I will add a coarse shadow to the actual stem right here. Actually, it looks like it's pretty dark in the reference. And of course I'm going to have to clean that up later, but just going to be a little bit lazy right now and just not do it, basically. Going to add more green to these little lower bits, of course, though. Okay. I honestly don't hate it right now, so... As I said, I probably still need to add more work towards it, but yeah. Sorry. You know what? I should save it, though. Yeah, let's save it so I don't, you know, lose it. Don't want to be losing this, you know? Yeah, like, part of me is tempted to kind of keep going later, but yeah. Okay, that's not saving it. What am I doing? Exit, please. Okay. Okay, so save. Name it Flower. Flower Study. Flower Study. Try to clear up my chest so I don't make any weird sounds when I'm trying to breathe. So it just occurred to me that I was talking with Dami last Friday night because they were streaming a bit after my stream. And I think they mentioned that they were working on character designs based off flowers at some point in the past. And I thought that'd be kind of interesting, but I'm not sure if I have the time for that right now. But I think it was like fairies based off flowers. I don't know. It just sounded very cute. Sorry, I'm just admiring my pretty flower right now. Yeah, it's actually not looking too bad. But yeah, I realized adding ambient occlusion and whatnot really does help make the art look a lot more finished than it would have if I didn't. Like ambient occlusion and highlights. I learned that from a YouTube short. Fun fact. Okay, color. Sketch. Sorry, forgot I need to name these. And I'm gonna name this rough. Okay. Okay, shrink this, and I'm gonna check the browser real quick. See if things are functioning. Okay, looks like everyone left. Okay. I just realized I wrote one more of art before the dinner break, not one more hour. Shoot. Why does it always end up like this? Okay, but... Sorry, that could keep getting stuck on my decisions. I think I'm just gonna save this piece right now, or do a screenshot of this piece. I'm gonna post it to Blue Sky once I finish the art out. Yeah, once I move on to dinner. Because I do really like how this is looking right now. But yeah, let's go ahead and try sketching out some more lilies then. I'm gonna hide my my lily study, since there's not really much time, of course. Yeah, I think the big thing would be that I should do is probably try to do some composition studies along with the flower studies. Of course, that kind of is somewhat built into this, but basically I need to think of come up with some nice, more exciting compositions, I think. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. Anyways, trying to think. Yeah, I'm trying to make out. I'm looking at my reference image and I'm trying to make out which is which petal is which. Which are the back ones, I mean to say. Yeah, it's like the more that I try to look at this flower, the crazier it looks, honestly. But it looks like the back petals are kind of looking like this right now. Also, I should just move this away from the edge so I can be a little more free with the shapes. But yeah, let's try to sketch out our tape real quick. So we got this tape. It's supposed to be should look very thin because it's a perspective and foreshortening, blah blah blah. Okay. Try to do you. This tape right here, less curly than the, or it just kind of looks less curly, I guess. It's probably a foreshortening probably plays a role there. But yeah, let's get a darker shade. But actually, I'll make it closer to half tones. Just cause. Well, not just cause, that's so it's easier to see, maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Remember to fold it in a little bit. Okay. Let's get our other one. So try to get that sort of a lily petal shape. Definitely looks kind of crazy in these crazy and a bit irregular. Okay. Alright, alright. Anyways. So let's get this shape. And I keep forgetting to kind of like let myself be a little bit flow a little bit freely, just to see if I can come up with a more interesting shape. Okay. So, just kind of sketching out these petals. Let's do the bottom petals right here. But yeah, it's very, very curly. So curly, man. Try to do the same. Drink some water. Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit of eye strain. I think part of the blame is this, it's my lamp. I kind of need my lamp to, like, you know, light up my face. So, like, the tracking isn't too terrible. But yeah. It does kind of make my reference image a little harder to see, just because it's a lot more like contrast and lighting and all that. Okay. Not my best work, I'll be honest. So try to come up with the cube. Yeah, I think I forgot to add the general shape. Dang it. You know, like the basic shape to kind of act as a guide, because it looks really messy right now. Also, I think this lower petal should be a bit longer. I don't know. Maybe I should just go a little bit let myself go a little bit crazier. Allow myself to be a little bit more free-flowing, so I'll just flip the canvas and just go by the wilds in the sketch. Or go wild in my sketch, I guess. Don't know what I'm talking about. Probably counterproductive to this study. You know, I think lilies used to be my favorite flower because of these elegant shapes and all that. It's just that my knowledge of flowers expanded quite a bit more, so I discovered a lot of other varieties that kind of piqued my interest. So lilies aren't quite my favorite anymore. Still, drawing this has kind of made me appreciate the look of the plant quite a bit more. Okay, but yeah. So we got this guy. Erase this. Okay. Trying to remind myself what I'm supposed to do. Yeah, I guess I said free flowing, but I'm still looking at the sketch. Or not the sketch, the reference. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna quit art after the stream now. I'm joking, sort of. Okay. Okay. Okay, add more color here. Or shading, I should say. Try to do this here. Also, I just realized I made the backside here a bit darker, but actually in the image, the lily is being lit from behind, which I think is what caught my eye originally. I also think this image is on the cover of the book. Okay, but yes. Next petal. This one's a lot spikier looking for some reason. No, there's probably like a lot of special terminology for these types of things. Unfortunately, I do not know what it is. But I just, I guess really looking at it, I think these are... I think there's two different types of petals with these different sections. Like the back section is a lot thinner and curlier than the two frontal petals. I don't know if that's like the reasoning why, but I've just realized that is the case. Okay. Alright, anyways, let's try to work on our upper petal right here. Also, the ads are coming in 5 minutes. I don't think I'm going to go... Yeah, I don't think I'm going to take my break, because, you know, I'm going to be taking a longer break at the hour point anyways. Okay. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of marking out the top. Trying to mark out the other side as well. Okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry I'm being so quiet right now. I'm just trying to concentrate. Okay. Yeah, I think this next petal is going to be a bit of a challenge. Just kind of a long, thick one. Very different from a lot of the other petals. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna unflip this real quick so it's the reference actually matches the... Yeah, my reference image actually matches the direction of the art. Just realized I've been doing everything in backwards, basically. Alright. Okay, okay. Yeah, this makes it a little bit easier. Of course, I'm gonna flip it again, because I still have one more petal to go. It's the furthest back, I think. Yeah, the most hidden away. Also, sorry if you hear a dog barking. I'm not sure if the mic would be picking up on it, though. It's actually the neighbor's dog. Just bark, bark, bark outside. Okay. So cool. Now I'm just kind of working out where the shadows are. So as I said, the shadows are actually coming from behind, or the light source is from behind the plant rather than in front of it. So just gotta mark out the different areas. And then I'll just try to remember to blend things out properly later. Hopefully, maybe. Okay, 1 minute until the ad, by the way. Okay, okay. Yeah, I feel like I should add the stamens, the pistils and stamens on as another layer, because it's gonna get kind of buried by the blending, so, or it's gonna get blended out, I should say. Also, I need to add the stem real quick. Okay. There's also actually a lily behind it, so I'm kind of wondering if I should add the other lily or not. Actually, I've just realized I screwed up the stem too. Okay, try to hide this all. Should actually be from around here. Okay, I think the ads are about to hit, by the way, so fair warning to everyone. I'll keep this back lily quite a bit simpler. I'm not going to add as much detail, basically. Okay. Okay, okay. Yep, and there's the ads. Let's just get rid of the rest of this coffee, then. Actually, I'm just going to erase the back lily. I'm just going to make sort of a silhouette looking thing in the background. Okay. But yeah, alright. So let's get that beachy then. Hold on. Not quite Please. Nope. Okay. Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna make the background like a very almost purple, but it's not quite purple. So I'm gonna name the cute BG right now. I should probably just hide it away before because I do need to build up some color here. Or at the base, I should say. Hide the sketch too. Okay. I'm gonna make the base kind of a light green color because that lily in this image kind of gives me that vibe a little bit. It's probably just the unifying color. Actually, maybe I should make it purple. Contrasts are a little bit nicer. Yeah, contrasting colors are a bit nicer, I think. Hold on. Make it it's not really pastel. It's too dark to be pastel, but good enough, I think. Okay. But yeah, a little bit a bit of a desaturated purple, basically. All right. So I'm trying to get the base done relatively quickly, just so we're not wasting a bunch of time. Yeah, I'm almost out of time, basically, so. Yeah, I didn't think I'd get so distracted by just yapping, so didn't really get as much done as I assumed I would. Nope, okay. Went way over the line. Okay. But yeah, let's fill this up. Cool. That was easy. How about I shave off a little bit over here? No, it's okay. Just shave off this bit. Just being indecisive right now. Oh, did you guys come back already? Okay. Sorry. Just trying to get this done a bit faster, so. But yes, welcome back, everybody. Okay. Damn. Didn't realize it was so messy around here. Just trying to erase some of the sketch. Okay. But yeah, I can put this back in now. I'm gonna make a clipping mask, and I'm just gonna... And I know I have to eye everything now, because, you know, because it's just a layer. Everything's just under the colors. I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's, the reference is IRL, so. Or in a book, I should say. And I can't color pick from a book. So there's no easy way out in this case. But yeah, I'm going with a grayish color right here for the time being, because there is as I said, there's a lily behind it. Okay. Just gonna keep it simple for the time being, I think. Or I'm gonna try to anyways. Okay. There's a bit more detail in the actual lily behind it, but yeah. Kind of just marking out the leaves, so though. Might lower the opacity as well behind everything, just so it blends in a little bit more. That's kind of my goal, I think. This actually has a... Okay, one of these petals actually has a bit more green in it. And also there's a bit more space between these two. Okay. Yeah, try to remind myself not to get too distracted. Okay. Alright. So let's get to the main, the main subject. gonna start with this grayish color right here. And there's bits of yellow and green as well here, so. And of course some speckles. It's not a pure white lily. Actually, now that I think about it, there is supposed to be a bunch of yellow. Just looked at some of the other reference images. Yeah, it's a yellow and white lily, basically. Just trying to be careful, because I forgot this is a clipping mask. But I don't have to be careful at all. Okay, I'm gonna make the center green. Okay. And let's add in some of this yellow, so. Just kind of sprinkle it in, basically. Maybe I should darken it a bit further. Let's go back to our grayish color and make it, nope. Kind of start adding more of the light color in. Okay. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm being quiet again. Just concentrating, I guess. Okay. Gonna add the color to the line art. Let's make it a purpley. Yeah, the base is going to be purple because I said so. Then on a separate layer, just to make my life easier for the time being, I will just add in the stamen and pistils and all that. And all the quote-unquote spicy stuff. Okay. But yeah, just get it out of the way, of course. Try to mark this one out specifically. Okay. Of course, the little pollen bits, they're more of a brownish color, actually a bit reddish, maybe a bit redder than this. Okay. Okay. But yeah, I'm gonna add an overlay layer. Actually, maybe I should have it be a multiply layer. Kind of simplifying things for myself. So that can hopefully bring out the later areas. Yeah, I'll probably need to come in with a overlay layer too. Because this lily has more dramatic lighting on it. From the looks of things, anyway. Okay. Yeah, and then I'll actually come in with a overlay. Yeah, just kind of brighten up the areas that are brighter. Well, hold on. Don't want to brighten it up. I don't want to brighten it up too much right now. Okay, this is not clipping. Shit. Hold on. What? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it was clipping to the wrong layer, basically. Okay. Oh, it's because I didn't clip the multiply layer. Okay. Should lighten the stem a bit. Trying to. Okay. There we go. Okay. I'm just gonna go ahead and merge this since it's kind of a mess right now anyways. Okay. Merge selected layers. Cool. Okay, just checking the time. And let's flip the canvas again. So let's go ahead and start blending some of the stuff out. Okay, that's not what I wanted to blend. Actually, start naming the layers again. So colors. There. Yeah, just everything's a mess right now. Everything's a mess, dang it. Okay, but yeah, I'm just kind of blending out the shadow areas. So you can kind of see what I mean by how I mark out the shadows with the sketch. Everything's kind of hashed out. Yeah, it's more similar to my general method with painting. Okay. Yeah. So this piece is definitely going to need like a lot of cleanup. I realize. It's just yeah, I don't think I'm going to get this done in like 20 minutes, so okay. Sorry, just looking at my phone, seeing in case anything got any like important messages or anything. Okay, but yeah. I wonder if I should do a stream where I just try to like do speed paintings. Like see what I can do in probably like 30 minutes. Yeah, I think that's like a general exercise that people do. I might struggle to do that on a stream though. You know, knowing my tendency to get distracted. Okay, but yeah. Maybe I can try to do it as an art collab. Just like a practice for people who are a bit slower. Okay, okay. So I'm just trying to blend out these shadows real quick, as I said before. I am seeing that I really need to do a lot of cleanup here. So I'm probably going to start erasing away at some of these edges. Kind of what I'm hoping to do real soon. Because blah. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to take my painting brush, just try to erase away. Choo 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 choo. It's definitely a lot messier than the iris. Okay. So try to do all this, erase away at this. Also clean up the stem a bit. Okay. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to add the magic highlights. Quote-unquote magic stuff, I guess. Basically the lighter colors and the darker colors, and that might help a bit. Try to see what I can focus on, essentially. Okay. But yeah, alright. So I'm gonna get a darker color for the shading. Of course, it's like very, very dark already. I'm gonna do that. Get this lighter color for the edges. Okay. Might need to erase away from this stamen a little bit. From the flower bits, essentially. Yeah, here's an area that needs to be lightened. It's back pedal. Since it's actually being hit by the light source. Unlike most of the flower. Okay. It's actually a little too dark for me. Yeah, I really gotta do that speed challenge now that I think about it. Just who might I rope into for this, though? That's the real question. Okay. All right. So let's get the edge here. Okay. So roll this in. And actually make this area darker to indicate that it's being rolled in. Don't think that makes any sense. Okay. Get the area that's further back here. Now let's do this petal. Okay. Excuse me. Holy crap. I don't know if you guys heard that, but it's kind of gross. I don't know why so much air tries to come up during stream. It's not like this when I'm in normal situations, you know? Plus, it just seems gross. I don't really want that for the ViridianGhost streams. Okay. Okay, let's blend out the general petal right here. Yeah, this petal's definitely the craziest, I'll be real. Most chaotic petal. Definitely the one that requires the most cleanup. Okay, flip the canvas real quick. Just try to switch things up constantly. I think that's going to be my current solution. Okay. Yeah, way more of this flower should actually be lit up, I think. Just at the very tail end, that's not lit up. Okay. A lot of this flower is actually just or this petal is actually just flat space, I think. But the shadows are relatively smooth, I think. That's the main idea. Okay. Right. Try to get the edges right here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to come over this edge again just to re-lighten things, because yeah, I think some of these areas are technically supposed to be on the darker side. Basically, this grayish color that I have isn't necessarily meant to overpower anything too much anyways. Okay. Let's try to erase this away. Checking the time, so we got 10 minutes left. So let's get this area. Yeah, I probably need to move my butt a little bit. Don't think I'm anywhere near really done to getting this presentable, you know? Alright. So yeah, this back pedal here is actually mostly dark, so I'm gonna work on that. Shoot. Sorry. Trying to add a darker edge just to make it seem a little more closed, I guess. Yeah, there's a lighter bit on the very edge. Okay. Yeah, let's try to harden the edge right here, because I don't really like how messy that looks. Okay. I don't want to go to work tomorrow. Sorry, I just remembered that I have to go to work tomorrow. I don't want to. I don't want to go to work. It always sucks. Okay. Yeah, I think I need to add a little more dimension to this pedal right here. Yeah, and of course darken the edge right here. Actually, probably darken it a smidge more just because it's actually... Just realized that's actually frilly. Forgot about that. So yeah, let's... Stop! Sorry. Yelling at the model. Okay. So yeah, adding a lot more of this lighter color. Yeah, a lot of the stream is just me trying to remember how to paint, I think. Paint and draw. Usually that's what fast paintings are meant to do, just trying to remind yourself how to actually do stuff. I think I completely screwed up this one pedal here. Just realized in the reference, the end kind of turns the other way. That's probably why I'm getting so confused with the shading right here. So whoops-a-daisy. Oh well. Okay though. Anyways though, let's work on these like little bits. So I'm gonna actually mess with it a bit because I don't think it's quite right. Try to okay. Yeah, basically now I need to clean this up. So look. Might actually be a bit softer in color, I think. To be a little bit more subtle. I'm actually gonna put a multiply layer over this. Add some more purple to the multiply layer. Oh god. Sorry, that's not what I wanted. Thought I was getting the airbrush right here, but nope. Okay. Okay, but yeah, I'll just start erasing parts of this. So it's not a perfect solution, but it does speed up this process a little bit more. Oh yes, and I almost forgot about this. This bad boy. Okay. But yeah, this is admittedly very messy looking still. Ah, no. Sorry, I was trying to add a bit more color to the background, just for the sake of visual interest. And it's just like a black background to the actual image, but yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it looks a little bit better to me. But yeah, admittedly, this is still very, very far from being actually a complete art piece or anything, so just did what I can in the short amount of time that I have. Actually, there's still one detail that I forgot. So there's like little speckles on the piece, so I'm just gonna like from the flower, so okay, and try to darken it further until it actually looks proper there. But yeah, just to add a few of these in. Just adding them in. Do 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 do. Okay. Okay. Looks about right. And with 1 minute left to spare. Cool, cool. Okay. Hold on, I'm stretching. Holy crap. I did not stretch very much this whole hour. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and post these onto Blue Sky. Then I'm going to go on my little dinner break. So I'm going to make a microwavable meal for myself. And I might watch a few YouTube videos, maybe. I don't know. Sorry, you guys probably would be up hearing me if I tried to do that. Just do it on my cell phone, though. Yeah, let's just go ahead and post these onto... Oh, that's not what I wanted. Shit. Discard. Yeah, it's easier to just do that. Okay, copy image. Copy this image as well. I'm just gonna write art portion of stream is... Oh my god. It's not enough space on here. Okay, sorry. Okay, art portion of stream. Stream is done. Thanks for those that came. I'll be taking a 3 minutes break before playing before I switch to gaming. Okay. Yeah, and that way you guys don't have to... Yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, it should be hopefully right after the next ad break, but yeah. Okay, pink iris painting. Can't spell. Then white lily painting. Yeah, I might try to finish these up a bit more, so they're at least like a little bit more presentable. But yeah, I'm kind of proud of it, so I guess I just gotta focus on the general shapes and colors and whatnot. But yeah, so okay, I'm going to go on my break now, and I'll see you guys pretty soon. But yeah, I'll keep the music up for you guys, so BRB. Am I muted? No, I'm not. Okay.